comic patriot's got a mission on his hands. Talking to the homies, breaking down the strands. From deep in the chat rooms to the tops of the threads. He's gathering stories, it's where the truth spreads.
All right, what's up, everyone? Today we are on our third episode of the one-on-one podcast style interview, and our guest today is PhantomX. So, just introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, everybody. I am PhantomX. I am a founding member of the For the Homies podcast, along with MMA Chris King Jr. and Big Dog Jake, and our good friend Ebola, which is not a founding member, but he's part of the crew now. Hey, Ebola, how's it going?
You got to show his place. So, how's it going, dude? Like, how's your day been? How's everything?
Been pretty good. Been a boring day. Watching a lot of YouTube, playing a few video games, and working on the new logo and stuff for our new show that will be starting here pretty soon, Matinee with the Homies.
Yeah.
Big shout out to AmCamp fan and Ronan the Crusader. We were in Discord one night and we were talking about old movies and stuff, and I had an epiphany. You know, I'm good friends with Mo Zamboni, Jay, from the Monday Hangover, and they gave us their blessing to do this show, and I've been working on it, been trying to finalize it, and should be launching it pretty soon.
Oh, that's good. Not gonna give a specific date and all that.
Not yet, but the premise of the show, we're gonna be talking about movies, lost media, movie soundtracks, a lot of stuff. No politics.
That's fair.
The thing. So the thing with me is, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I forgot. I forgot everybody. I'm being interviewed. I'm usually the one talking all the time.
No, that's kind of the point. Is I listen to what the people I'm talking to say. Man, this last week has been quite a whirlwind for political news, for entertainment news, pop culture news. It's just been crazy. So it is kind of nice to just sit back and just
have a little fun.
Like, I don't really have many. I don't think I have any political questions I'm going to be asking you, just because kind of want to try to keep this more themed towards pop culture, but I'm always willing to talk about anything that anyone wants to talk about. But like, I want to start out with asking, I asked Chris this when I had him on, was what was your personal favorite guest, big guest that you've had, or really any guest for the homies? Or
it's the Saskas. Saskas. So the Saskas. Shout out to our girls. That had been one of my favorite guests so far. I mean, we've had Drinker, we've had Ripa, we've had multiple people, we've had you on multiple times, and out of all of them, I think the Saskas were my favorite so far. When Crease told me and Jake and Ebola, "Hey guys, I think I can get the Saskas," and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! There's no effing way!" And
yeah.
And we had to send them back 1 week because they couldn't come on 1 week, so they came on the following week. And it's probably one of my favorite interviews of all time. And I've had some pretty big interviews on that channel. So yeah,
that was a fun episode. They really, like, you guys all kind of connected really well. Had a great chemistry, and they really blended well with the panel. So I thought that was really fun. And I love how they didn't just ask to be on again. They were like, "Oh, we're coming on again."
Yeah, so we're working on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have them back on. They said 2 months. And
yeah.
I know. They were in the chat last night, and it was great to see them in the chat last night.
Yeah.
And I was telling everybody in Discord, it's kind of fun seeing a lot of Rippaverse employees and people surrounding the Rippaverse in our chats, the Saskas. Jay has popped in every now and then. I've seen a lot of people pop in, and it's so surreal that the homies started on it. We made a video about this on our 1 year anniversary
Hmm.
and the trials and tribulations that we had to go through to get this show started. And it is so remarkable to me how well we've been doing. And it's just not me. It's Crease, it's Jake, it's Ebola, it's you guys. It's the subscribers. It's our good friends that are in the GCA Discord. Shout out to them. If it wasn't for them, they wouldn't be No Homies podcast.
That's pretty cool, man. Like, yeah, it's great. Like the whole corner of that we're in, it's really like
Mhm.
a bunch of like we're supporting each other, and that's always nice, man. Um, yeah, I love like watching your guys' channel. It's fun because you guys have great chemistry. I told this to Crease, like you guys have great chemistry. You, Crease, Jake, Ebola, and when Sophie and Vagabond are on there, they you guys
Mhm.
it's just great. Like it's hard to find people who connect really that well. So
Oh,
especially on like a podcast and all that. Like sometimes it like well very often it feels forced. Like they're trying to act like they have this chemistry, but with you guys it like it's completely like it feels completely authentic and it's great.
well, the one thing that works for us, there is no ego. There is no ego with us. We on Sundays we get together. We have a team meeting, and we work out the kinks not only for the homies but for the anime show on Saturday nights. And it's like you know Crease and Jake and Ebola are more than my friends. They're my best friends. They're my brothers.
Yeah.
And you know, we've all have grown since last June, not year last year.
Hmm.
You know, who would think? We never thought on day one that within a year we would have Jay, Ripa, Drinker, the Saskas
Yeah.
on our show. We never thought that was going to be possible.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's like it's crazy what can happen in a year. Like I was just listening to I saw Kato was talking about something how like within
Mm-hmm.
a year of being on YouTube, he's got like 30K subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
He was just on FNT today,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, dude, like it's crazy what can happen in a year with the channel. But like I know I asked this another question I asked was if there's anyone you could have on the podcast, like who would you personally want to see on it?
Oh, I've said this 1,000 times, Gary. I won't talk to
Yeah,
Gary.
that would be great. I would love to see that. He's a huge nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's great. I remember I freaking like when you got I didn't watch the episode with Jay on it that you guys had
Mm-hmm.
because I think that was I got really involved with you guys' like channel, like supporting you guys,
Mm-hmm.
being a mod after that happened. So, or at least right as that happened. But
I think it was
it's
right. It
great.
was right after that you got your wrench. It was right
Yeah,
after that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's great. And then like I was amazed when like you guys had Drinker on when Kreese announced it and when you announced it, I was like, these guys are joking. There's no way they got a Critical Drinker on, man. There's no way. And then he's on, and I'm like, that's insane.
our biggest episode to date.
Oh
Nearly
yeah,
3,000 views,
that's great, dude.
and people are still watching it, and we're famous for that. I mean, we're actually famous for that
Hmm.
that stream. And
Yeah.
in a lot, I still remember after me and Crease went back into the GCA Discord. I mean, everybody was in chat congratulating us on that stream. and
Oh
it felt
man,
I felt the love, and it was so fun. It was so
well,
fun.
you guys deserve the praise, man.
Mhm.
That's crazy. You guys got Drinker on, and I get it.
Mhm.
He's a guy who he always wants to help out, help the little guy. So that's
Mhm.
very commendable. Character trait on who Drinker is, but
Mhm.
like it's still one of the biggest guys in our circle, and or I think
Mhm.
probably the biggest, and like he's got like what, like a couple million subscribers, and
Yeah.
he you guys got him on, so it's like holy crap, that's crazy. But yeah, like I thought that was one of the coolest things. So um I like this question because it's kind of one of my more serious questions of the I have, and it's not super serious, but it's like one of the things I ask. It's like what's one thing about this channel that you think you could do better, or you thought that you could have done better on, like in the future, or
Well, the the way I see the channel, we have grown, and we've done subtle changes throughout the whole year. If you guys goes, you can go to the channel, and there's a whole retrospect of what we went through. Keep a long story short, it used to be a 6-person team. It was myself, it was Jake, it was Crease,
Mhm.
it was Sophie, and another member. And this other member was a complete douche, tried to steal the channel away from us. He degraded me because I was the one that was doing all the art. I was doing all the video. I was doing all the editing. I was pretty much doing a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
That's what I was doing. And this person was just a complete a-hole about it. And it took us months before we got the show started. And I think after the show started and we took off like we did, we along the way we've changed some stuff. We changed the hours. We implement new, like Clown of the Week, probably one of our best segments.
It is a great
um
segment.
Crease is the guy that he structured the show. Jake produces. Ebola's just there, and I'm the guy that's there that puts my 2 cents in, like with everybody
Mhm.
else, and that
Yeah,
dynamic is perfect. And the one thing I would love to do, it's not like a big change. It's not a big change. Is I wish I could stream. I wish I could do more streams for that show,
yeah,
because once a week is good, but I love doing the anime show, and I'm gonna really love do the matinee with homies. But our bread and butter is the homies podcast.
yeah. It's
And,
a great podcast too.
yeah.
Like I have nothing but like praise for you guys. Like I know like you, like I told Chris this, like you guys were one of the key inspirations for me to get back, to actively get back
Hmm.
into YouTube. Um, like I started uploading like 2 years ago, but I was like upload for 2 weeks, stop for like a couple months, upload for like 2 weeks, stop for a
Hmm.
couple months, and this has probably been the longest I've ever actually gone uploading consistently every week for like 3.5 months now. So
And
I
you're
do
killing
credit
it.
you guys. I do
And
credit you guys for it.
dude, you're killing it. Your videos are pretty good. I mean, you're an algorithm. I mean, literally, I can go to recommend it, and your videos are all over the place like ours is. So,
Well,
and
that
hey, if it wasn't particularly me talking to Ripa about I mean, nobody would know who you are.
oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
joking, of course. I'm
I
joking,
know.
of course.
I I I I can tell the joke. It's still funny. But I do I do appreciate that shout out you gave me. The fact that Eric does retweet a lot more of my stuff, so I'm sitting here,
Hmm.
I'm like, holy crap, what?
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, he retweets a lot of my stuff, and now the Saska sisters do. They in fact just quote retweeted me on something related to ISOM, and so I'm like sitting here, I'm like, man, it's surreal. People I was buying comics from.
You know what's really funny? You know, so this is a little lore from the G-State Discord, but you know, I was told once that nobody knew who I was, and I'm like, I beg to differ, sir. I beg to differ. People know who I am.
Wait, who are you? Yeah, no, it's
Hey, it was if it wasn't for the homies, Mo wouldn't be on the Monday Hangover with Jay because we showed that certain clip of Mo saying that certain thing to Jay, and that's how he got his job on the Monday Hangover. So yeah,
yeah, man. That's crazy that Mo's on there with he streams with like Jay and all that. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But Jay's a really great guy too. Like he'll reach
Oh,
out
of
to anyone.
course, of course, we're going to have him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he. So I mean, so that stream wasn't the first time I ever talked to Jay.
Mhm.
I was part of a anime show called KSW with Kreese and Sophie,
Mhm.
Vagabond and Westward Smiles, and a lot of stuff happened behind the scenes in that show, and that show is no longer there. And that stream with Jay, which a lot of people gave me props for because they didn't think I could interview like I did that night. That's probably one of my favorite interviews ever was with Jay, but the Saskas is my favorite stream. And you know that interview with Jay put me back on the map with my interview skills, and then with Dranker and Ripa, I mean everybody gave me praise for it, and you know so you know I hope you do ask me about my how I got started on YouTube because that's a good story to tell, man.
Well, I am actually quite curious about how you did. Like, I don't have that question, but I am quite curious on how you got started on YouTube.
So I have been on YouTube for nearly 20 years. I started in 2009. My original channel, which is no longer there, I was known as Shadow Raven, and I was uploading game footage from Call of Duty, from Halo, from Gears of War, and I was uploading it up with music over the background. So it was gameplay with music. That's basically what it was back then because a lot of people wouldn't put in videos of them talking or doing anything yet. And then around so I was doing that from 2009 to about 2010. 2011, my life changed, and I made a video, my very first on camera video, and I talked about my survival being a victim of domestic abuse. Probably one of the first male YouTubers to actually make a video of that, and I got a pretty good following out of that. And I've been so at the time I was part of the debate because back in 2011 up until I would say 2016, 2017, you would have like uh groups on YouTube. You had the debate community, you would
Mhm.
have the atheist community, you would have the Christian community, movie community, you know, whatever. And at the time I was part of the ranting community, the debate community, and the atheist community. A lot of people don't know this about me. For nearly 40 years of my life I was an atheist. I lost my faith in 2000 I mean, 1993 right after my grandmother died, and I was a lost soul for 40 years, and just recently I got my faith back. And I've been in some probably I've been knee deep in probably the biggest controversies that happen on YouTube. I was part of the anti Onision community. I actually
Hmm.
got to debate Onision one time and made him look like a fool. I had a public fight. I publicly defended Keemstar, and then within a couple months, I had a public fight with Keemstar on YouTube and Twitter at the time. So, yeah, nobody knows me, but yeah, people know me back
To be
then.
fair, Keemstar is the type of person you can be like, I really agree with something you did. And then on the other hand, you'll be like, I don't agree with what you did.
Well, there's a funny story with Keemstar. So when that stuff came out about that guy making those inappropriate pictures of his daughter, we all defended him. We all
Ooh, yeah, that
defended
was
him. And I had a friend at the time that was going through some hardships, and he was drunk, got on live stream, and self harmed on live stream on YouTube. And Keemstar got wind of it, and back then, this is 2013 when Keemstar was a complete a hole,
yeah.
and his minions were going over there and attacking my friend, and I made a video going off on him, and I was I was known as the guy that would defend my friends, but it was probably one of my strongest videos I'd done today at that time.
Yeah,
And
man.
so this community I was a part of, I got kicked out of roughly 6 months later because a guy that I considered my friend at the time, audio of him came out of him being a closet PDF file,
Ooh.
and nobody wanted to confront him. Nobody wanted to make a video about it. And with me and my conscience, I had to. I had to call him out. I had to get him out of that community because I was at the time Skype was big. This is before Discord. I was in a Skype call with him, and let me just say this much: there were certain things in the while he was on camera that disturbed me, and I was like, I can't sit back and not say nothing. Just can't. And I was
Yeah.
ostracized. People degraded me, and I walked away. I walked away for 3.5 years, and then I came back in 2018, around the time that Logan Paul and his debacle in Japan happened,
Oh yeah, that one.
and then I walked right into the drama community, and I was stuck there from 2018 to 2021. And it was right after the deaths of my aunt, and then my girlfriend. I finally realized that the only reason people wanted me around because I was a good talker and I made good arguments and I yelled a lot. And I had to walk away.
Yeah.
I had to walk away.
Well, a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people like they are some people a lot of people get scared about walking away, and it's like trying something new or creating something new. It's not really easy, but if you have what it takes, it's worth it. And like obviously like with the homies now, man, like it's blowing up, man. Like you guys almost like just on the edge of 300
Oh
subscribers,
yeah.
and it's great. It's great.
Oh yeah. Very
uh
blessed.
yeah.
Very blessed to meet Crease and Jake and Ebola and all you guys. It's we have fun every night in Discord, and it's good to hang around with you guys a lot. It's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's great, and I didn't know how heavily involved you were in YouTube, so I think that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was like uh 2 pieces of Keem dramas that I was actively uh, part in, but also at the same time I was a little freaking kid. I'm freaking so yeah, I was a little kid, and so I knew nothing about what was going on. I was like, oh, this guy Keem is going after my favorite YouTuber. He's being an asshole. And then as an adult, I'm like, okay, my favorite YouTuber was a really bad guy. So um so I can't really I can't really, because I believe it was a Minecraft YouTuber who I watched a lot. Um
Mm-hmm.
and I think he was one of the first Minecraft YouTubers who got caught being a
Oh,
PDF file.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
I made videos on that person back in the day
yeah.
too. Yeah, so
I was a little
yeah.
kid, and I was like, oh, you're going after my favorite YouTuber. Don't do that. And as an adult, I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, if I only knew.
Dude, hindsight's 2020. That's all I gotta
Oh
tell
yeah.
you.
And like I've been annoyed with like Keem. Like he's definitely mellowed out a lot. Like I will say that. Like
He's got my respect.
yeah.
When Boogie lied about his cancer thing and Keemstar
Oh
stepped up and called him out, and when Leafy and Grade A Under A try to have him cancel Under Lies and stuff, I watched Keem change. That was his redemption arc. Was the Leafy is here and Grade A Under A debacle. You know,
Yeah,
that's
Leafy
where
is
he
here was
changed.
something else.
Oh God, don't get me started on
Gosh, he
Leafy.
was. Yeah, no, and like I did not discover like personally about Keemstar. I did not discover the whole situation about someone making very inappropriate art about his daughter until like maybe 2 years ago, and I was like, what the.
But you got to
Um,
think, this is the same guy that was a moderator on the Mr. Beast Discord. He was doing that in the
I
Mr.
heard about
Beast
that. Yeah,
Discord board.
I went into like a rabbit hole and I saw that and I was like, what the. Why is this guy not in prison? And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm pretty. I was pretty like I was like okay. I was like I don't agree with Keem on a lot of stuff, but this was a valid crash out.
Mm.
Very, very. I understand his anger. Like, I don't understand from like a father level. Like, but I know he was he had every right to be pissed. um,
Well, of course he did.
yeah. But let's like I'm gonna go back to another question I had, and it's I think I already know the answer to this question because it might be in related to another. It might be related to your answer previously on it. But I was gonna ask, what is your favorite episode of either podcast you've done it with anime or the homies or for the homies?
Well, my favorite guest are the Sasuke sisters, and I think my favorite episode is Drinker. It was with Drinker.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that was a
because
pretty great episode.
because if you guys you ever go back and watch that episode, you could tell it. You could so tell I was fanboying talking to
Yeah.
Drinker. I mean, so doing that time when I was dealing with that other stuff, I was lurking around not only Geeks and Gamers, I was watching Gary, I was watching Drinker, so I was watching all these guys, for a very long time. I mean, I was in the chat the night the Zack Snyder incident happened on Geeks and Gamers. I was
Yeah, that
there
was
that night.
something.
I was watching that night and talking to Drinker, and the hardest thing about that stream was trying to figure out who I was going to face swap him with. And I was nervous. I was nervous as hell because I mean he's 2 million subscriber. He has 2 million subscriber channel. He is the biggest well-known movie critic of all time on this
Oh yeah.
platform, hands down. And I learned so much talking to him, and talking to him before and after the stream it was so much fun. It was
Yeah,
so much
he's a great guy.
fun.
I've not had the pleasure of talking to him yet, but
Mm,
I ultimately think like he's genuinely like one of the one of the greatest one of the
mhm,
greatest guys we've got in our corner because like he's so humble and respectful. Um, and yeah, so he's so but he's also he's like outgoing. If someone like reaches out to him, like he'll if he sees it, like he probably gets
mhm,
like thousands of emails from people trying to get on his show or people who want to invite like him on their shows and all that. So I'm like, man's got a full plate. So yeah, I understand if he doesn't see everything, and
mhm,
but like I still like when Kreese went on the Drinker podcast, like
mhm.
I was in there. I watched the entire stream. I don't usually watch Open Bar live, but that episode I was watching the entire time, and I was like, "My homie Kreese, he's there! Come on, that's great!" I was rooting for him the entire time, and I wasn't like I remember like Kreese did say he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna shout you out," and I was like, "Man, I don't care if you shout me out. Like I'm glad my homie got on here.
Mhm.
I'm glad, man.
We were
I'm
really
proud.
we were so proud of him that night,
Oh,
and
and it really shows like how like his networking skills too. Like it really
mhm,
shows how good he is at networking because he has now been on 3 different podcasts with Critical Drinker, and that's kind of
mhm,
bizarre for someone in our direct corner of the internet where it's like the GCA um and the homies and I
mhm.
It's just crazy, man. Like I know, like the GCA is kind of like our hub. We got
Yeah.
like G&G, we've got like Nerdrotic and all that, but we kind of orbit around like the GCA, and it's great because like we we're a really tight knit community. We got each other's back and like and all that, and it's great. Like I know whenever I have like thumbnail questions about my thumbnails, I'll just talk about like I'll talk to like Mo,
Mhm.
or when I was creating an intro for this podcast, I was talking to like Nerd Slap, and I was like, I want to understand. I want to understand how to make this stuff. And like I'm talking to people who like have this experience before over me, so I'm like, yeah, it's great. And man, it's just great.
Yeah, I've always felt that, so I became friends with the core members of the GCA before they even started the GCA in
Yeah.
another Discord. So I was friends with Crease. I mean, I'm not Crease. I was friends with ABF and Mo and Magda and Jess and Nagranol. Hell, I was been friends with Nagranol for a good part of a year now, and and when they started GCA, Crease was the number one member. He won't let us forget about that.
Yeah.
And I got in there, and for a long time, I felt like I had no home on the internet. And when the GCA was formed, I finally found a home with
Yeah.
all you guys, and some more than others. I can't get into that. That's just the lore.
Yeah.
You know a lot about that lore that we can't talk
Yeah.
about.
Join the GCA if you want to know the lore.
And I have to say, this has been one hell of a ride.
Oh
This
yeah.
whole year, man. It's I could be down, I could be depressed. I could get in Discord, and we all get in there, and we could talk about movies. We could talk about politics. I mean, hell, we that one
Games even.
like the other night we had like a full blown discussion on like classic movies.
Oh yeah, that was a
And
good topic. That was a
yeah,
good conversation.
and it, and so I used to be part of the G&G Discord,
Hmm.
and my original account for Discord got hacked, and I couldn't go back in there. And I have to say, I don't miss being in there. I truly don't. I have more fun in the homies Discord and in
Oh
the
yeah.
GCA Discord, hands down.
Yeah, man, it's great. It's especially because like they are smaller communities, so like
Hmm.
we can talk to each other a lot more, and there's a lot less like like you
Hmm.
send a message to one person and like 40 other people send a message too, and it's like what
Hmm.
but I mean that happens sometimes, like for example during the whole assassination on September 10th with Charlie Kirk, the politics section in that Discord in the GCA was just bam, 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 bam. That was the most active for like 4 or 5 days. It's still pretty active.
Dude,
Um,
I still remember that day. It was me, you, and
yeah,
Ronan in voice chat, and we were
yeah,
going through the motions that
that
whole day.
was it was quite rough. It was genuinely
Hmm.
probably it was like, and like I know like with the whole situation with Jimmy Kimmel, I made a video about it and someone said it was right wing propaganda, um, but I made a video talking about it. I was like, I find it ironic how the people who sit here and they claim Jimmy Kimmel getting fired at the hands of his own company, like ABC, they claim is a violation of free speech, but none of them whined or said anything when Donald Trump was banned off X. In fact, they celebrated that when Roseanne Barr was kicked out of
Hmm.
her show with the aid of Obama,
And
the
Gina
aid of a
Carano
government, yeah, and Gina
and Gina.
Carano,
Yep.
and and like and hell, even Mel Gibson was pretty much
Mhm.
blacklisted. All these people are black, and then I was like, also, they sit here, they whine about free speech and all that, but they celebrated when most prominent free speech advocate was shot in the neck.
Mhm.
They celebrated. I'm like, you can't really claim you're fighting for free speech if you celebrate the death of the most prominent free speech advocate.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, and so it's been a whirlwind this last week. It's been like a whole freaking like, oh man, it's like so.
It's a blur. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
I
I
said
don't.
I said this Thursday night, then on Friday night, we're just
Yeah,
living in an alternate timeline.
yeah, man. It's
The timeline has branched off after the September 10th.
yeah. I don't
So
know. Like to me, especially the like because that week was very heavy for me because when it happened with Irina Zarutska, that personally
mhm.
affected me really really bad. So and then the death of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and then it was just both those things. So to me that whole week felt like it felt like it was at least 2.5 weeks long. It
Mm.
just felt so freaking long, and by the time it reached Saturday, I was sitting here, I was like, it's only Saturday.
I think how I felt.
Yeah,
We went live Thursday night,
yeah,
and then Friday night when we had gotten the news that the guy got caught, did a live stream Friday night,
yeah.
and then the anime show on Saturday night. That was like three of the biggest streams
Bam,
that
bam,
I was
bam.
a part of that whole weekend, that end of the week and weekend. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
man.
like
Oh, I am frankly glad that that week is over because that week was just so
mm,
freaking. And I'm just laughing. Like honestly, I am just laughing at Jimmy Kimmel getting. No, he wasn't fired. He was suspended. They could easily bring him back if they want to.
well, the thing is, he's indefinitely suspended,
Oh yeah, no, it's an indefinite
and
suspension. But
so like we mentioned this on For the
mhm,
Homies podcast, our last episode, that he could have come back if he would apologize and donate to Turning Point USA, and he
mhm.
says he
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
going to
he's
effing
not
do that.
apologizing.
So
Um,
it's done. He's done. He's done.
I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to rally a bunch of support so he can start a podcast. And I know like they said that on the FNT, but and I'm like, come on, man, you got to do it. You got to do it just so we can show you that you're not as popular as you claim to be.
Dude, I tell you right now, go for it. For
Oh
the
yeah,
homies podcast, the GCA, all of us in this part of the internet, we're gonna get more views than you guys will.
dude, we would do watch parties of his podcast
To mock him,
yeah,
yeah,
just to mock him, dude.
yeah.
So I'm really like I'm really encouraging Jimmy Kimmel to actually start a podcast because I was like I really just want to just mock him and all that but on a more lighter note, I this is a complete subject change, but I wanted to, it's a lighter note because we just had a serious conversation.
Mm.
I know you're a big fan of Gears of War, so I wanted to talk about Gears of War for a bit. Specifically, which Gears of War game is your favorite?
Oh, that's a tough one. That is a
Yeah.
tough one. I can tell you my least favorite one. That's Gears of War
Oh,
5.
that's obvious. That one's
Gears of War 5 was absolute trash.
yeah.
I would have to say Gears 3. Gears 3. I went for midnight release for that and met a whole bunch of good friends, and
In
we
pretty
played
good
it.
condition.
Yeah, we played it all the time. I think overall, I actually, I can't really say Gears of War 3 because all
Yeah,
Gears of War 1 through 4, I love them. I play them all the time. I just got Reloaded. I've been playing the hell out of it.
I hear that's pretty good.
Um, but story wise, I would say 3. Judgment was a good one. Uh, Judgment was how you could do a prequel of Gears of War the right way. I'm excited for E Day. That's
Yeah,
the one I'm
I was just
really
about to
waiting
ask
for.
about that. Is like
Yeah.
what do you think they're going to do it justice? Because I
Yeah.
hope they do
Well,
because
the rumor is since Gears of War 5 was just absolute trash,
mhm,
and they literally cucked the main male characters to make the female the girl boss of the game. It's a soft reboot, and they're going back to the classic Marcus and Dom. So this is before the events of Gears of War 1. This is
Yeah.
probably the events before Judgment, and I can't wait to see how it's going to go. It looks good.
Yeah.
The teaser, every time they
Oh,
have
that.
any kind of news on it, I'm sitting in the chat. Are we going to get Gears of War E-Day news? We're going
So
to get news. We're going to get news. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm hoping it's good because like I said, I've not played all the Gears of War games. In fact, I've been playing through my first actual playthrough of Gears of War one recently, so it's
Mm.
I'm loving it so far. It's definitely it's a game I've not gotten used to, so like I'm like aiming, like I'm like, oh gosh, this is bad. I'm aiming, I'm missing. I'm like, I feel like Beardo right now. I'm missing every shot.
Well,
Um,
here's a tip. When you use the shotgun, aim one time with the shotgun,
mhm.
and then when you fire off the hip, you can get headshots with better accuracy.
Mm.
With after you shoot it once, and it's a glitch that's maintained through all the games. It even ported over to Reloaded.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That I don't think that's really a glitch. I think that's more of a, I mean, it's glitch, but like uh, it's a
Well,
bug that it became a feature.
the thing was, we always thought it was a glitch, but it just could have been part of the game, and we just didn't realize it.
Yeah,
Um, a lot of us didn't realize it until multiplayer,
yeah,
and then I tested in story mode. I'm like, hey, it works here too.
yeah. So speaking speaking of Gears of War, what like since Netflix is making a movie, what do you think about that? Do you think it's going to be good, or do you think they're just going to screw it up like they usually do?
Well, I'm waiting for the casting.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how I'm going to know. Uh, they've had some atrocious live action like with the Death Note, but then
Oh gosh.
but they've done phenomenal well with One Piece,
Hmm.
and you know we always thought that Del Toro, the guy that did Pacific Rim and stuff, was, I think he's attached to it, right?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's attached to it. I know that
I thought he was original. Well, that was the movie. That was the main movie. Um,
um
for
I don't know.
me, the one thing they need to get right, they need to get Marcus right. They need to get Dom right. They need to get Coltrane right, and they need to get Baird. They got to get a group of guys that you would believe is on this foreign planet
Mhm.
fighting this horde of monsters that dug up through underground, who
Yeah,
have
the locust,
giant
right?
yeah, who have giant creatures that I mean literally they made this planet to where if you turn right or left, you're dead. They
Yeah.
got to get the weaponry right. They got to get the aesthetics, the music, the look
I
right.
really hope what they don't do is like they don't just have real like modern day weapon props and like in background soldiers. I really hope they, like with the Fallout show, like I'm not the biggest fan of the Fallout show, but I'll give them props. They built, ironically, no pun intended, they built a bunch of weapon props like from the game,
Well,
and it's great. I hope they do that with
they
the Gears
built
of
the
War.
power armor, and the power armor looks phenomenal.
They
I
built
mean,
the power armor, they built the vaults, they built the freaking
yeah.
guns, and I'm like, honestly, you know what? Props to them for that. Like, it's great. But who like I know I was thinking a lot recently, and I watched a trailer for a movie called Afterburn recently, and I made a video on it, and it's starring Dave Bautista. I was thinking, I was like, you know what? The more I play Gears of War, and the more I look at Dave Bautista, and especially in movies like that, I'm like, okay, I can see it now. Like I can see it. So like, do you think he'd be a great choice for Marcus?
So Gears, I think it was Gears of War 5. The multiplayer
Hmm.
had Marcus as a skin that you can put on Marcus. You
Hmm.
could put you could put Batista on Marcus with his own lines and everything, and you could run around as Marcus as Dave Batista. I'm fine with that. He'll have to bulk back up again. Um, you know, I think for that cast, you're going to have to find the right people for it. You need to get you so like I was thinking about this the other night. Is like who would I want to play like Damon Baird, right? I would say Glenn Powell. I think Glenn Powell will make a good Damon Baird. Um,
Plus, he's a good actor too. So
yeah. For Coltrane, that's a tough one. Um, I really don't know a
50
lot of.
Cent.
I mean,
I'm
I
kidding.
don't know. Well, I mean, he could. I mean, he could, but he's too old.
Yeah,
Um, I would have to say this is hard because I don't really know a lot of black actors at all, and I
Denzel
would
Washington. I'm kidding.
you could. I have to get back on that one.
Yeah.
Cast
It
the cast is prominent. You gotta have a good cast. You have to have the you have to make it look like it's Sarah. You have to get the weapons right. I mean, just think it. They'll have to make a real working Lancer where the saw blade turns and the how it reloads. And
mhm.
when I see that clip of the first time that Marcus or Dom or somebody's chainsawing a locust, and if they get that right, I'm sold. I'm sold.
That was first time I did that in the game. I was like, damn. Okay. That's a lot.
You got admit in the movie when that happens on screen, we're all gonna be fanboying over that.
Oh,
We
it's gonna
will.
be like one of
We
it's gonna
will.
be like the Captain America picking up Thor's hammer. I'm like, yeah.
Mm,
No,
mm.
it's yeah, it's great. And this is kind of a leading question I have. But I was like, which character or IP as a whole would you want to like if you could work with, if you had the opportunity, like a movie, game, comic book, etc.,
Movie wise,
or games or comic, whatever media, entertainment medium.
oh, that's a tough one. For myself, I'm a huge Halo fan. I'm a huge Gears of War fan. If I had the ability to work on it and actually be somebody that knows the lore and stuff, I would want to redo Halo. I
Oh
would
yeah, that they did Halo a massive disservice. Like,
Halo in name only. That's
oh
not
yeah,
Halo.
did you hear the what I heard as a rumor about it was originally supposed to be a Mass Effect show,
Hmm.
and I look at it, I'm like, that makes sense. I could see it. I can see the patterns of Mass Effect. Like, I've not played the Mass Effect games, but from what I know about it, it's a lot more like there's a lot more like there is a lot more romance in it. There's a lot more. It's because it's more of a like a choice by choice. Oh, and
So
it's got Amber Alert.
I got I got to watch season one.
Yeah,
I I I I, I didn't even see episode two. I was so mad.
yeah.
The moment there are three things in life that you should never. There are four things in life you should never do. You should never spit in the wind. You should never tug on Superman's cape. Uh,
Yeah, that's a.
you shouldn't shit in the wind. And Master Chief should not take his helmet off.
Oh yeah, that was up. As soon as I saw that they were doing that, I was like, nah, I'm not watching. Because
And
that's one of the things I grew up with.
then all
I
you
grew up with
see was
Halo,
his. Then every episode you
Master
see is
Chiefs.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No. I grew up with Halo. I played Halo 3, Reach, and ODST. Though that was my childhood. I grew up with those, and I love those games. So when they announced the show, I was like, oh my gosh, a freaking Halo show! Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. The outfit that Master Chief had in it,
Yeah,
it looked pretty damn good.
his Mark V armor spot
Yeah,
on.
and the
The
elites, all the Covenant looked pretty solid too. But man, they just I don't know why they got the actress to play Cortana, but they didn't get the guy who played Chief to play it, at least voice him. because you don't need to have him take his helmet off. That's completely unnecessary
Mm,
and doesn't fit the character. I mean, he's taking his helmet off, but you don't see who he is. It's kind of the point is because they originally had him intended to be you
Scar.
the player are
So
the
so in Halo 3 there was a glitch to where when you were on theater mode, you could
Mhm.
actually go up to Master Chief and peer into his visor, and he has a huge scar. One of his eyes is damaged, and he has a massive scar that goes from the tip
Mhm.
of his head to his chin. You're
Mhm.
not supposed to know who John 117. You don't know who
Oh yeah.
Master Chief is supposed to be. It's the same effect. It was the same reason I hated Stallone's Judge Dredd, because he had to have his face showing. And shout out to Carl Urban for Dredd
Oh yeah.
2012. He kept the helmet on, but I oh I when I saw him take that helmet off, I'm like, I'm not watching this shit, and I didn't watch the
Yeah.
rest of it. And
Oh
and
yeah.
I
No.
kn and I know that Cortana's they did that where Cortana's not even she's not even that big. She's a full body person, and
Yeah.
Halsey's retard. Oh god.
They massacred it completely. I like how people felt with that was like so I watched Peacemaker season 1 and I watched that. I was like, it's a fun show. It's not the greatest. It's not even really that good, but it was fun. Like I did have enjoyment when I watched it. And then season 2 and it was announced. I was like, okay, I'll give it a watch. And then I heard there was an orgy in the first episode. I was like, yeah, I'm not watching it.
And
I'm not.
then
If this was in episode 4 or 5, I could get past it. But in episode 1, I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
they did the teaser for the show from last week where guys on top of a building was holding a rifle.
Yeah, that was a and I get they probably had that done beforehand, but still, it's like poor timing. You probably
But
should have
that's in the
delayed that.
thumbnail. That's in the
Yeah,
thumbnail. For Christ's sake.
yeah, that's that was a bad decision. That was a horrible decision. But okay, so going on to gaming, uh, like specifically, like, what do you have any consoles that you like? You is your personal all time favorite?
Personal all-time favorite. So, that's a tough one because I've had Atari, I've had Dreamcast, I have had GameCube, the original Xbox 360, Xbox One, the Xbox Series S, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Hmm.
Um, Not really a preference. Like right now, I'll have as my Xbox, but not not preference. I'm more like the games.
Oh yeah,
It's
the games are great.
yeah.
Of like, I grew up like I grew up with PS2, PS3, and Xbox
Mhm,
360. Those are the primary consoles I had. But I got to play the GameCube. I got to play the 64, and I love the
mm,
64. I think that's
mhm,
one of my personal favorites. But I don't really have a favorite because they all have
mhm,
different meanings and different like nostalgic feelings to me. And then I spent most of my preteen teenage years to adult years on PC, but now I
mhm,
got a PS3, I got a PS2, and I got an Xbox 360, which are
mhm,
my consoles. So
mhm,
I'm pretty content with that, and I love them. I love gaming because like people are like, well, what? Like I remember I went to when I worked at an old my previous job. I was talking to one of my coworkers. I was like, "Hey, I bought a Xbox 360," and they looked at me like, "Why the hell would you buy an Xbox 360?" And I like, "Why don't you just buy an Xbox Series X?" And I'm like, "It's an Xbox 360."
mhm.
I was like, "Do I need a reason?" And I was talking to one of my other friends who was a gamer and at this job, and he's like, I told him that he's like, "That is the greatest news I've heard you say so far," and I was like, "Yes, someone understood." But it was so great. Because like I have the Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. I have
Mhm.
Reach. I have Red Dead Redemption. I have Prototype 1 and 2.
Mm.
I have so many games. I have Army of Two was another game I loved. I love the Army of
Oh
Two games.
yes. Uh,
Absolutely loved them.
Army of Two 1 was really good. 2, I I played it for a little while and didn't care for it.
Yeah. There's Army of Two, that there's 40th Day, and then there's Devil's Cartel. And I loved Army of Two, the first one. Me
Mm,
and my brother we'd play the shit out of that game.
mm.
Um, it was great. And I also got Fable 1, 2, and 3. I freaking loved the Fable games. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it's like for me, it's hard to pick. It's like because I love movies,
yeah.
and it's like I don't like one genre of movies. I love all. I like a
Oh yeah.
good number of them. But if the one system I had the most fun on, that would have to be the original Xbox Halo 2 lobbies.
Ooh.
Going into Halo 2 under my friend's account, and
Yeah.
my friend was a terrible Halo player, and I
Yeah.
went in there and started playing, and literally got him on leaderboard every single time as the number one on leaderboard
Yeah.
every time. It was hilarious.
See, some of my fondest memories when I played games was when I would play uh, Halo 3, specifically Halo 3 multiplayer with
Mm,
my brother, his friend, and my other brother, and we'd just be the four of us. We'd play we'd play those game we'd play Halo 3, and specifically Forge.
mm.
Specifically because my brother's friend, and he's still a good friend of ours.
Fun
He
fact about me. Fun fact about
Yeah.
me. Um, I used to make maps on Forge, and at the time
Ooh.
when they started up the MLG League for Halo 3, um, I
ML3 was
sub-
great.
I submitted my homemade maps, and I submitted 12, and 6 out of the 12 was in the rotation for a
Ooh.
good 2.5 years. I made one called Stadium inside of the one map that was
Hmm.
the completely enclosed facility. I made one on high ground, where literally if you thought there was a portal, it would take you back down to the waterfront. Uh,
That's great, dude.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, Halo 3, like specifically Xbox 360, there are memories there. Like I think every gamer, and like I know there's people in my generation who's never experienced that, and I feel bad because I got to experience that
Call of
because
Duty lobbies. Call of
yeah,
Duty lobbies.
my brother, my oldest brother, he's a millennial. Um, just by barely. Like he's the last year millennial, and
Mhm.
his friend was 2 years older than him, and he's so like they got to, and man, it was such a great time because like I was terrible at Halo 3. Like I thought I was the shit. I was like, oh, I got this. I could kick ass and all that. Every time I'd get an ego, my brother's
Dude.
friend would just pull out a sniper, go poof, and just take me out immediately. I'm like,
So one of the hardest achievements on the game is to get a double headshot with the Spartan laser,
oh
and I did it in my first match. My
yeah, dude,
first
it's
match, and like for me, like up until Modern Warfare came out, I was a straight Halo player. Played Halo 1, 2, and 3, and played the multiplayer. I nearly went pro on Halo at one point in my life. Thanks to my ex-wife, I never achieved that goal.
yeah.
Yeah. Um but when it comes to like video games, I can also say I'll be turning 50 on the 27th of September. To be the few days after this video comes out. And I can say that I was born before the video game revolution, and I got to live it. I got to live it. I got to live through
Yeah,
the Atari up to the NES. I've lived through that, so I know like started with an Atari, and
I
where I'm
want
at
an
now
Atari.
with video
That's
games.
one of the
Yeah,
consoles I want. I've always wanted an Atari.
yeah.
I want. I also got to. I remember one of the consoles I got to play a lot on was the SNES, and I love that machine. Such a great console. Um, but like, there's so many consoles I want to collect. I want to collect the Dreamcast. I want to collect the SNES again. And I just man, there's something about the SNES controller that it's so great.
I'll recommend you a game for the Dreamcast. You got to get the original Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. The original Soul
Oh,
Reaver.
yeah.
Probably one of my favorite games off the GameCube next to no, not GameCube, Dreamcast next to Sonic Adventures.
Man, it just see I'm lucky because like I got to grow up. My dad was a gamer. He was a big
Mm-hmm.
gamer and all that. So I got like he showed us a lot of games and all that. In fact, like some of my fondest memories were like my personal fondest memories were when I like my dad would be like, hey, want to just play a game? Like we I grew up. Little Big Planet was a game that was very popular when I was a kid, so we'd play that every
Mm-hmm.
now and then, and it just it's nice when like we have some like to bond with and all that. So
Yeah.
like I'm lucky, like I got to experience a lot of games and all that, and like I grew up loving comics but having never read any. So when I started collecting my own comics, like the entire Invincible run I have here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of this, and it might be the compendiums, but it's still all 144 issues, and the fact that I have a bunch of Rippaverse comics and of course the Elseworlds comic. That it's great, and I'm still glad you recommended it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so great, and this is kind of an unintentional but worth it segue. And I wanted to ask, like, what's your favorite DC Elseworlds story that you've read so far?
It's that one. It's the
It,
one where
it's the yeah, dude, it's the
Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet.
yeah,
I remember seeing that as a kid, where literally Kal-El
speeding bullet.
land,
That's
yeah, Kal-El lands on the grounds of Wayne Manor, and it's the Waynes that adopt him and take him in.
yeah.
And literally, the night his parents are killed by Joe Chill, his powers activate because he literally melts Joe Chill with
Yeah, that
his laser
I
beam.
read that. I was like, "What?" I was thinking,
Literally
I was like,
melts him.
I was thinking, I was like, so he is Superman. He's got Superman's power. So I want to know how he reacts to when Joe Chill kills his parents. So
Mm.
when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, really?
It's a brutal comic. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
brutal comic.
they did not pull their punches with those comics, and it was
Mm.
great. And I'm glad I get to read comics. Like I'm still trying to get um Chuck Dixon's Nightfall series because I really want to read that. Like I really want to read that series, and I want to read the um original Amazing Spider-Man comic run. I want to read just a lot more, and I know at this one shop I go to, and I love it. It's a retro shop. But it's not. It's themed after retro stuff, but they've got like Xbox Ones. They've got a bunch of modern consoles too, and all that.
Mhm.
But there's one comic they have, and they have a guy there who's a comic nerd, but I always go there when he's not there, so I'm like, dang it. But they have a first edition debut issue, like a first edition issue of the first uh issue of like first issue of a Silver Surfer, the very first comic,
Ooh,
and I
I
saw
had that.
that,
I had that
and
as a kid.
well, I saw that, and it was originally $1,500, and
It's worth it.
I was like, dang, what? And then I went back the other day, and it's like $200. I was like, okay, that's a lot more tempting now.
Yeah,
um,
you gotta be careful with that because sometimes they do like reprints, and
yeah,
they try to put the reprint as like the older one. You gotta be very careful that you gotta look for the date on it,
yeah,
and it's like you just gotta be very careful with that.
yeah. But
Like myself, I haven't bought comics in a long time. For me, I think the last set of comic books I bought was the Marvel's Godzilla run from 76, 77. I got that from my mom. My mom's a huge Godzilla fan, and I got that.
Godzilla's great.
That's the one that Thor puts Mjolnir on Godzilla's chest, and Godzilla still gets up by Mjolnir
Yeah.
sitting on his chest, and he's holding it in his hand. It's hilarious as hell. But yeah,
Way to give Thor an existential crisis there. Like what?
Mhm.
Yeah, just there's a lot of comics I want to read and all that. So I'm still looking. I got a whole list of comics and all that. I know they had I think the first appearance of Mysterio in a Spider-Man comic,
Mm.
and I really wanted that, but at the time I didn't have enough money for it. So when I went back the next time when I had the money, it was gone. I was like, no. I was like so disappointed. But so I've got one more question to ask, and it's kind of themed about our earlier topic is so you recently had your 1 year anniversary for the homies channel, which is congratulations 1 year on it. No, most people don't do that. Most like they give up after a while. But I wanted to ask specifically, what do you hope to see, and what do you hope to happen within this second year, going on to the second anniversary?
Well, I mean, we're working towards monetization, and
Yeah,
that's like one of the biggest things that we've been working on is getting that channel profit, making a profit off of it. Um, you know, starting the the anime show was it was a hard decision to do, but it's my second show, and now we're moving into the new matinee with the homies. I love to see the channel. I love to see the channel, make a profit. I like to see the channel get
yeah,
monetized. Um, just getting more guests on, more people to come on, more people get their eyes on us, and to give back. That's the one things that me and Jake and
yeah.
Crease and Bo have talked about is giving back to the community. That's the reason why we have little, smaller channels on, and we do our best to shout people out,
Mhm.
all the time and stuff like that. I've said this 1,000 times. If it wasn't for the GCA and the formation of that Discord, I wouldn't. Well, I already knew Crease from the Discord, but I never would have met Jake. Would have never met
Mhm.
Ebola. I would have never met you or Campia or everybody else that's been a real motivation in this process.
Yeah, it's
And
great community
it,
we have here.
and hopefully before New Year's, before starting on our second year, we can get monetized and work towards that 1,000 subscriber goal.
That'd be a great goal to achieve, and I hope you guys get it soon. Um, Especially, I think you guys will start like you increasing in subscribers because like I know you guys got what like 12 freaking subscribers when Crease went on the podcast.
Mm.
That's what I was expecting. I was like, I was like, you're gonna get a decent amount of subscribers, and that was great. And now you guys, now you guys almost at 300. So I'm loving to see I'm loving the growth and all of that. And yeah, it's great, man. I'm glad that you guys have this channel, and like Crease, Jake, Ebola, Sophie, Vagabond, all you guys are great friends and all that. So, and I always love to see you guys grow. So it's great.
Hey, I appreciate it, and it's like I told Crease and I told Jake and Ebola and Sophie and Vagabond this like a couple weeks ago. It's like out of everybody, we see potential in everybody. And I told the guys, I said, when it comes to you, I said, Atomics probably got the biggest potential of us all. And I told Jake, I told Jake and Crease and all of them, I was like, every chance he needs help and we can help him, we're gonna help you. And that night, you talking about how you was gonna do that stuff on the Rippaverse stuff, the lore
Hmm.
stuff. And I'm like, here's my chance to give you a huge, phenomenal shout out. And it
Which
was
I
like,
still support.
yeah,
I still
it's like,
appreciate.
it's like I remember mentioning that to him. He's like, yeah, go for it. And like you said, you get retweeted by Ripple
Yeah.
all the time. And it's like, there you go. It's like we no pun intended. We started from the bottom,
Yeah.
and now we're here. And fuck
Yeah.
Drake, he's a moron.
Yeah. He is. He really is. And this comes from someone that knows nothing. Like, I'm like, I was talking with Chris. I think we were talking about this, and yeah, it's we were talking about Kendrick and Drake and all that. I was like, I ain't much of a rap person. I don't know much about rap or that type of that culture that those two have created. But I'm like Kendrick. I don't like Drake. Kendrick all the way. Um,
Well, it's fun. It's funny. So one night we were in the GCA, and we were talking about they were talking about rap music, and they were surprised that this hillbilly from Georgia actually knows my rap.
yeah,
I'm more. Hey, it's like this. No
yeah,
pun intended. Shout out to Jay for this, but it's like Transformers. I'm more than meets the eye. People. I have this persona where people think I'm a complete asshole. I'm a jerk. I'm a loudmouth, and most of that is kind of true. But the one thing that people know about me that a lot of people outside of our community doesn't know, I'm there for everybody. You
yeah.
need me, I'm there. If I can, I do whatever I can for you.
Yeah, man,
And
I appreciate it when like you're helping me out, and it's great.
mm,
Um, it's really great, and um, like I've seen you like you reach out and all that. Like I'm currently like I love giving support to like Basket City and all that. Like
mhm,
he's a fun guy to, like talk to and all that, and like he started he got his own podcast going and all that, and it's great.
mhm,
I'm loving to see it. So, like your guys' success and all that. It's like I know I a while back when I did a video with Crease, I promised I was gonna do this a lot more frequently. Ended up month and a half passed, and I was like, okay, I gotta I gotta not do that. So I'm trying like and with how like he started up his podcast and Isaac's got his podcast and you guys got like now two
mhm.
podcasts going and then
About to have
they got
three. About to have
and
three.
then yeah about to have three and then specifically like how Mo's got like the Monday Hangover and then he's on he's on Late and Gay and all that. It's
Mhm,
great. Like seeing like all of us like we all working together to kind of just build each other up and it's genuinely like I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's one of the greatest parts about this community is like we or this fellowship as it more accurately put it it's like we have each other's backs and all that. We're and if there's a rotten apple in the freaking group, we call them out and all that. We're like, hey, knock it off. Like we're trying to help each other out.
No. Normally, it's me ripping their heads off and shitting down their throats. But
Hey,
yeah,
it's still like somehow I've managed to miss every major bit of drama that happened on a day. I'm always there the day after or the day before, but I'm
well,
like, son of a bitch.
that's just the thing. I don't look for drama. Usually,
Yeah,
drama finds me.
yeah. I realized I was like, man, it's like my time in high school all over again. All the fun stuff happens when I'm at home.
Asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm calling in because I'm sick and all that, and it's like, oh, teacher got into a fight with a student. It's like what? Um, it's just crazy. I'm like, man, I'm missing all the fun stuff. Some of the things I'm glad I missed. Some of the things I'm like, I
Yeah, but
would
the
not
thing
want to
is,
hear that.
though, when you come in, I usually tell you everything that
Yeah,
happened.
it's great. But yeah, it's fun. So anyway, I got no more questions. So like I want to bring this to an end and shout out your channel and all that and um
So I am PhantomX once again. I do have a main channel of the PhantomX channel, which is going to be rebranded. I most likely will be putting the matinee with the homies on that channel. Last Friday night, we did I did the last official the PhantomX show
Yeah.
last Friday night, and because I'm trying to move away from politics, and because I
Just
told
took
the
wrestling.
guys, yeah, my bread and butter is what we do in the homies. That's my bread and butter
Oh yeah.
now. And we have the For the Homies podcast every Thursday night, Anime with the Homies every Saturday night. And when it drops, Matinee with the Homies is going to be around 11, 12 o'clock Sunday morning,
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time when it launches. And we're going to be working on a Rumble channel that we can upload pre-recorded stuff to, and that'll be going on here later on. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have, And it's like,
Yeah.
we have a Discord, we have an X page. We did have an Instagram page, but somebody decided they wanted to flag it because we were too good for it. And we also have a Facebook fan
Yeah.
page, and we're on critics list. We have a group and our official For the Homies critic list, where we're
Yeah.
going to be using it.
I'll be dropping the links in the description of the
Yeah.
video when it comes out.
Mm.
Yeah, but overall, it's like, man, I appreciate you came on, man. It's great. I appreciate that
It's
you.
fun.
Yeah, we actually had some pretty decent conversations on here, and
Oh yeah.
it went by pretty fast. So, yeah, no. Anyway, like that's all I've got, guys. If you guys like the video, hit the like and subscribe and share on, as I like to say, your preferred platform. And yeah, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
And before you end it, little words of
Yeah.
advice: if it's brown, flush it down. That's for you, Vagabond.
All right, peace, guys.
Like the video, nerds.
Yeah, like the video, nerds.